Welcome to Greater Good Radio Hawaii, where leaders inspire leaders. Greater Good Radio Hawaii is dedicated to social entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Evan Leong, and with me is my co-host, Carrie Leong.
Mahalo, Evan. Today's guest is Don Kim, president of Sony Hawaii Company. In 1970, Don joined Sony Corporation in Tokyo. 2 years later, he moved to Sony Hawaii Company, working his way up through the years to eventually become head of the organization. Please welcome to Greater Good Radio, Don Kim. Welcome to our show, Don.
Thank you for your invitation.
Don, could you tell us about Sony Hawaii?
We have employed about 80 in Hawaii, and our total annual revenue is about a little over $200 million. And we are covering of course, state of Hawaii and the Pacific Islands, and also we are center of the global military PX sales in the worldwide. So which means it's including the US Continental and the international Europe and the Pacific area.
How did you initially get involved with the company Sony?
Well, that's kind of a long story, probably before you folks born, but I think I finished my college in Seoul, Korea, and then I went to Japan to study. But I think during the preparation of the graduation, the graduate school, I entered to Sony in 1970. In Sony Tokyo about a couple years, and I came to Hawaii for the vacation during the Golden Week, end of April and beginning of May. And then I fall in love with Hawaii, and then I raised my hand I want to go to Hawaii, Sony Hawaii. So that 2 months later, I think I was lucky to move to Hawaii, joining to the Sony Hawaii company.
So Sony Hawaii was already in business, and you had just transferred from Japan to Hawaii?
Yes, in 1972, yes.
And at that time, there was another president, Ryozo Sakai?
No, actually, that Ryozo Sakai is previous, just before me. But when I joined here, I think there is the different president was there, and then I'm the one is the seventh president of the Sony Hawaii. So I know that about first and second and third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And then finally, I become president of the Sony Hawaii.
And you really worked up your ranks through the different positions in Sony. Could you tell us the different positions you held, and then what do you think made you become president?
Well, actually, I start from kind of like everybody that, kind of the management trainee positions and all the way you experiencing all other areas. And I think it's, first of all, that as a Christian, I think it's, I appreciate it, that this kind of position, because of the probably that God's help me. And the other one is I try my best, that all areas, my philosophy was that I try my best.
What positions have you held within the company prior to president?
I was senior vice president, and then I was in charge for the military, global military sales, and also administration area.
And since you've been president, you've been able to increase the sales by $70 million, and I know that you have a goal to grow it to 100. How were you able to increase the sales so much?
Oh, this was a very lucky that we assumed the US Continental, the PX military business from the 2005 fiscal year. And we were very lucky that we increased at about 64% of the sales compared to the prior year actual. And then that actually we achieved about $74 million. And so this year target is $100 million for the only US Continental, the PX. And then also we do have international military sales and also local sales. So this year's our goal is about $250 million our sales.
Is there any strategy in that of how you've been able to continually increase?
Yes, I think we were very lucky that we had the pretty good know-how how to do business. About 10 years ago, we take over the Pacific and Europe military businesses. I think we know how to do, and I think it's including that the CONUS U.S. military business. I think that was even better to have a same policy and, the control that one place to serve all the customers.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.